said, nah, it's what you gotta do to escape. Oh, shit. You know? All right. Welcome to another episode of Getting Naked with Nasty, nastyonthebeats.com, and I am Nasty on the Beats. In this particular episode, we're going to be featuring a beat from a single that I put out. The name of the single is Escape From Walaygyn, and that's also the name of the beat. Matter of fact, this single was put out right before I started recording the Congress album. So literally in the same sessions, this was a song that I got recorded first. You know what I mean? And put it out as a single, did my cover art, and it's on Bandcamp for you to check out. Deep concept is really weird because it's an individual who, you know, with his sexual escapades, is kind of in a situation where he's looking at how free his sex life is going to be when this, you know what I mean? Like what he is going to do in his sexual liberty when he gets his liberty, when in actuality, sex is what gets him the liberty. So, if you let's use money for example. You say, man, I'm gonna make all this money when I get out. No, you're gonna make all this money so you can get out. So put the sex in there, man. I'm gonna be out there fucking. You know what I mean? No, you gotta fuck to get out. You see what I'm saying? And so you hear that in the song, in the chorus. What you gonna do when you escape from Walaygyn? And he said, nah, it's what you gotta do to escape. Oh shit, you know what I mean? So it's a dope song. Go check it out. Certainly different. You know, I stay in that sex pocket. Prophetic, poetic, sex, and flex music. That's what I say I do. But so I always have some sexual orientation in there. But in this one, the concept is deep. It's different. You know what I mean? So you hear me going off. And this is for a project that I'm working on, and you know, I'll let you know what that is when it comes together. So without further ado, we'll get into. Looks like the samples are pretty scattered here. And we only got one sequence. So I actually want to play you this sample. We'll get into, looks like the samples are pretty scattered here. And we only got one sequence. So I actually want to play you this sample. So let's go to it. There we go. Oh, that's all I gotta do. See if I do this. Yeah. Okay, so watch this. Okay, so here's the sample play.
Allah Allah desem gelsem hakkın divanına
So if you listen to it, you can tell that I actually I hope I didn't mess anything up. We'll tell in a minute. You can tell that I actually took two parts of particular song. So, and that's what I said I do. Sometimes I'll be intentional about where I start, and then I'll just hit something random somewhere in there, and then see what I can pick out of there. You know what I mean? And I've had great success with it. All right, let's look at how this comes together. Let's start here. There's my kick. Nice. Robust, I say. Robust kick. All right. We don't have anything on the 5. Put that shit on 6. Let's see what's on the 6. right there. This is on the 7. It's at the end, I know it. Walking on. It's on the 7. Okay, let's see what's on the 9. Nothing on the 8. A little eerie sound right there. All right. And then we got something on the 16. Okay, that's where we put the record static. All right. Now let's see. In the final song. On this particular beat, you could tell I can go from soulful to grimy. You know what I mean? I don't have one set sound that I stick with. You know what I mean? I'm an artist. You know what I mean? So whatever comes out, comes out. And, you know, like I said, I kind of, for my own sake, I put beats together, project feel. And then, you know, sometimes those beats get sold or whatever. But I don't have a particular sound. You know what I mean? Dope. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Getting Naked with Nasty. NastyOnTheBeats.com.
Feeling up a new brand of land with a ceiling fan chasing the autograph and a rule hand demand. Audacity to God had him applauding as king of the castle at the beach asking who ran the sand. The jewel jamboree of the candy with candor granted her the most loving post that Brandy could handle. Above standard? You gotta understand, I had a plan and a committed land, so a dance with her was just by chance, admit it. Tilling a sword to put joy to a boil on dry skate. To pry the gate, but visuals closed off to the others. While this mother got me open like fly drapes, not charging for her really large melon and grapes and smother. My face to a sudden death, revived by every breath. Between the two of us it was steamy. See me blushing, the justice repercussions of her mush and her jelly on my honey, peanut butter and creamy Russian. You gotta slow down, I like to throw my weight around the patient. Doctor would have locked her up in handcuffs fetish. Have her back it up, I smack it up, flip it, smack it again till the brown cheeks get a little reddish. Now we're ready. Overdrive, shifting under her and dready, speeding for the greeting that she needed from me and kinda greedy. Immediate grind times and CD planting, and I gotta do me again, pleading and ranting. I must oblige with a smile and a pie when I touch those thighs. It's been a while for this wise guy. I lust but don't trust those lies. When the lady tries to hide that her labia is radiating from me, and maybe an Arabian princess would sing less, but African is mastering the track of the Lord's voice. For the poor choice of her liquor in my picture swinging Reagan, raided and escaping from Walaygyn. Hey ha ha, hey ha ha, hey ha ha. What you gonna do when you escape from Walaygyn? Hey ha ha, hey ha ha, hey ha ha. It's what you gotta do to escape. By my rear driver's tire I found 3 pennies. Does that mean that I'll be linking with 3 copper skin slimmies? Prophetically a medic, I read it wrong or right with a pen or pencil. An Instagram model and stencil. I figure the options are open for this nigga's cop and roping an opportunity cowboy style. With a found joy smile, run a race with my face up behind. The kid had to find in a round toy owl. Press play in a butter swaying plus delay, but kept steady to keep him ready. A read with the moans and a ooh ah, pursuing a woo-saw. Except I kept wetting her front lawn, cause that's what I do, ma. The few times I knew dimes were less than impressed, it was due to how my black body felt when I'm dressed. When they were preferring the dick with a slick, I couldn't help but bring the sweet rolls to the heat the way I bake when I'm naked. So I'm making her shake it. I'm big on the jiggle with the chocolate sauce in the middle, with a profit and loss of no dignity, fulfilling the riddle that only me and her could answer of who's the best dancer in Budapest. At least I thought that was the question. question, something about hunger. I took as more than just a suggestion. While my nose was pressed in between her two breasts, my ears were busy tasting of her breath of obsession. Moving right along to the end of the song. It's a complete fail if when fed comes she spit it. But by luck of the draw, it was raw in all cash and in ash. Raise a glass to the red rum, we did it. And now we can divvy the spoil. If you gonna keep it gold, gotta give me the oils. The binding of the free agreement already been tied. I'll keep the outside, you can handle the inside. That's the deal. Hey, ha, ha. What you gonna do when you escape from Walaygyn? Hey, ha, ha. It's what you gotta do to escape.